are now watching the Black Content Corner.
You are now watching the Black Content Corner. You are now watching the Black Content Corner.
About to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing.
I think what the president needs to do is, frankly, put his big boy pants on. He needs to acknowledge the fact that he lost, and he needs to congratulate the winner, just as Jimmy Carter did, just as George H.W. Bush did, and frankly, just as Al Gore did. And stop this and let us move forward as a country.
She's coming with the energy today. Y'all know why I'm coming with the energy. Y'all just saw that. Why is she coming with the energy? Because we wasn't defeated. That's why she's coming with the energy. And I just want to say, all the pessimistic, all the negative ass people out there who was like, man, you know how many racist people in this country that didn't want this to be? We're really hard for Biden and Kamala to not be in office right now, okay? So congratulations to the people that went out and voted. You feel what I'm saying? Doesn't it feel good to do what you gotta do and get some gratification? You know what I mean? Now don't get me wrong. They just got into office, so nothing has happened. Now is where the work begins. Voting was effortless, okay? That's why I was like, why y'all don't wanna vote? Voting was effortless. You didn't have to do much to do it. Now is when the work comes in, okay? I'm going to try to keep y'all updated on things that you can do in the community. I mean, not in your community, because I'm in Georgia, I'm in Decatur. I don't know what everybody's situation is and who was elected into office in other places in the United States of America. But I'm going to keep my ears open to the streets. You feel what I'm saying? This is one of the years that I want to become a little bit more political, a little bit more active. You feel what I'm saying? Sky is the limit. So I'm not defeated yet. As y'all can see, she's not defeated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our ears to the streets, and I want you guys to share anything, any knowledge, any resources, anything that you guys find out, and I would do the same, so that we can start to create change. Okay, let's call Biden out and Kamala out, you know, friendly like at first. We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and we're gonna see what they're gonna do for us. Okay, are you gonna do what you promised? Are you for the black community? You feel what I'm saying? Are you really trying to make America great? Now is the time to see. I'm so excited, y'all. She woke up happy, okay? Not only that, I was pushing it with my interview, y'all. I was pushing it with my interview for this feature on the Black Content Corner. I got her done today, okay? I got her done today. It's the last minute, but I got her done, okay? And it was the best conversation that I ever had, okay? And I just can't wait for you guys to see it, okay? And y'all saw the little IG spotlight who opened up, right? I got a spoiler alert. That's little sis. She's not my little sister, you know what I'm saying? We practically the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, we practically the same, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shamika, aka Healthy Black Girl, but we're gonna get into the IG spotlight later. So I wanted to give a few shout outs today to a few special people to me, a few of my visionaries, a channel called Kid Wonder's Life of Wonder. Today is November 7th, if you guys didn't know, and it is Kid Wonder's birthday today. So shout out to Kid Wonder. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day ever, okay? It's already a great day starting off so far. I had a great interview. I woke up to great news about who's going to be in office for the next 4 years. I had an egg sandwich. It was so good. And of course I had my sparkling water. Shout out to Kroger. You can sponsor me if you want to. Shout out to sparkling water, because I really drink it from everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to them. And secondly, I want to give another birthday shout out to another one of my visionaries / fellow YouTuber. His name is King Micah. King Micah, happy birthday. I'm so glad I recorded this late, because I wouldn't have got you your birthday shout out in here. But I just want to say happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't already, go check out King Micah's channel. He's listed in my feature channels. You're gonna see him. It's Micah Marshall, okay? And go to Kid Wonder's page and wish them both a happy belated birthday at this point. And have a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Turn up. I told Micah, eat a piece of cake for me. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I have another announcement. Oh my God, how could I forget? I wanted to give a shout out to my guest feature, my small YouTube feature on the first episode of season 2 of the Black Content Corner, and that is Crunchy Stuff ASMR, aka Janelle, aka Crunchy, aka Aunt Janelle, aka my sister, okay? Because my sister has reached over 1K. She just reached 1K. She went from 900 to 1K in 2 days. I checked her page this morning. She's almost at 1,200. Okay. I predicted, and I'm not trying to hold this like I'm just a prediction, you know, like I'm just a manifestation queen or not, but I saw where this was going, okay? Shout out to her, congrats to her. If you guys missed that episode, go back and go ahead and watch her and stop playing with me, okay, in the Black Content Corner, okay? She's only been doing this since August. It's November. That's 4 months, and I don't know the actual breakdown. I just know it was sometime in August and it was sometime in November, and she's here. I want to give another shout out to another one of my visionaries / fellow YouTubers, and his name is D, aka Uncommon Scentz. Okay, D had he had announced. Well, he told me, and I couldn't announce it. And I think I said it in a live with his permission, but now I can announce it, and I'm so glad to announce it here on the Black Content Corner, because that's what we're about. We're about watching each other grow and celebrating each other's milestones, okay? So shout out to Uncommon Scentz. He is now monetized. Let me hold some. Let me hold some. You know, It's like I've been missing you lately, D. And I know this is not this is not time for personal stuff. But I don't know why I keep missing you. And then I just been so busy lately. We'll talk. But I wanted to say congratulations to D. Love you, proud of you, your goals. Janelle, crunchy stuff, your goals. You know what I'm saying? And I get so excited when you guys hit milestones, and I'm always looking out who hit a milestone. So if you did, let me know. Shout out to Slim Jim. He just hit 2K hours on his channel, so he's halfway there, okay? And don't forget, he told y'all he was having an art party once he hits 1K subscribers. So now all he has is 2,000 hours and a few, less than 100 subscribers to be considered for monetization. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So if you didn't go to Slim Jim's page, which was what episode were you, Jay? You were episode 3, 4. I don't know, Jay. I got my episodes confused now. I just know he was on there and I thoroughly enjoyed that. You already know. We're gonna get into the Black Business shout out. I want to say, guys, shout out to Jay, Slim Jim. He's always sending me people. And I see you, Jay. I just haven't got there. I compiled a whole list before I started this season, so I'm getting everybody out the way. But don't be shy to send me people. You can follow me on IG at Kiana Vision, and you can always DM me people that you feel like you want, to be featured, whether it's your business or it's a family friend or a friend or a friend of a friend. It doesn't matter. I'm always looking for Black businesses. I definitely want to highlight local businesses. This season I have been focusing on more big businesses, big Black businesses, because I want to show you guys that you can get high-end things as well. Because sometimes Black people be like, well, you can't get this, I gotta go here, I gotta shop here, because there's no companies that are Black owned that have this, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to show you guys there are Black owned businesses that have quality products. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm mixing it up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily mean this season is dedicated to only high-end African businesses. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to send me whoever you would like who owns a business. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. I want to shout them out. Okay? The Black business shout out today goes to a company called Origin Culture. Origin Culture is based in Africa. Their original fashion brand, worldwide known for inventing the African-shaped bags, okay? And it is truly a classic design. It's African-inspired, and if you want to find them, hashtag Origin Culture, or you can head over to their Instagram, where there's a link in the description bar to their website, which is originstore.com. Once you get to their website, you can see different products that they offer, such as his and her Africa-shaped bags and accessories like eyewear, bracelets, watches, and African cloth. It's free shipping with orders over $100, and you got a little bit extra to spend. You know what I'm saying? Head over to Origin Culture, shop with them. They have a newsletter where you can put in your email address so you can see when they have new products, okay? And they have bomb accessories, okay? The glasses on the women that I seen in the pictures were just like very unique and so cute. They also have men African bags too. So if you're comfortable with your sexuality, you feel what I'm saying, and you know that you can rock a man purse, head over there. You feel what I'm saying? You can rock it. They're pretty nice to me. I think they look pretty unisex. So just dropping it out there. Head over to Origin Culture, originstore.com. Shop with them, and if you could, hit them up on Instagram and let them know that Kiana Fisher sent you. Alright, so the small YouTuber that I'm going to be featuring today is very dear to my heart, very close to my heart. She is, in fact, one of my favorite YouTubers, okay? I know, that's a big statement. I actually had somebody say that to me on IG the other day, that I was one of their favorite YouTubers, and that is such a compliment. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go find her name right now because I can't go another day without shouting her out. Bam, there she go. And her name is Resume Chick LLC. She called me one of her favorite YouTubers. I believe it was from the Jay Evans episode. She tagged both of us in it and gave me a beautiful compliment. I don't know if she know Jay and she was just being sweet and saying that about both of them. I don't know. But to be called somebody's favorite YouTuber is just everything. So shout out to you, Resume Chick LLC. I'm even gonna leave her link in the description bar. Y'all wanna go check her out. You feel what I'm saying? We all out here trying to make it, right? Alright. So like I was saying, this feature today is one of my favorite YouTubers. Her name is Drena's Haven 916, okay? Drena, you guys are gonna see in the interview how I met her, and we had the most beautiful conversation, okay? And I knew it would go like that. I knew it would be good because it's Drena. You know what I mean? It's like I see her. You know what I'm saying? Drena, I see you, okay? Or I see you. There you go, right there. There she go. I see you, girl. You know, I was just so excited to do it. It got put off a little bit just due to scheduling and timing and us like trying to fit it in for the right time. But we finally did it today. I know this is pushing it, but y'all don't gotta know that. She's gonna come through with the episode, okay? So I was so happy to talk with her. I knew that the conversation was going to be rich, okay? I knew the conversation was going to be full of golden nuggets, as Drena would say. And I'm just so grateful that I got the opportunity to sit down with her. She thanked me, but I thank you, Drena. I thank you. Her content means a lot to me. I watched some of her videos over just to get the message in them. Sometimes when I'm not allowed, like when I'm not able to pick myself back up, I will go to her videos and watch them. And you know, it's as if she's talking to me. Drena has an awesome, unique testimony. So I encourage everybody to actually sit down for this entire conversation and watch. I don't care if you're a guy, I don't care if you're a woman, you will get something from this conversation. I promise, okay? How about that? If you don't get something from this conversation, and you comment down below, if you don't get anything, if you didn't learn anything, or maybe you know what the conversation was talking about already, but if you didn't feel like this conversation was insightful, comment down below, okay? And tell me I didn't get nothing from it. I dare you, because that would be a lie. And when you comment, I didn't get nothing from this, I'm gonna give you a shout out in my next video. But I doubt that you didn't get nothing from this. So rich. Thank you, Drena, again. I'm so filled with gratitude this morning. Y'all see I'm energied up. She got energy today. You feel me? Y'all seen the intro, my sister killing it. Y'all seen the celebration. You feel what I'm saying? So let's keep it going, okay? This interview was long as hell. I'm really trying to see how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna actually just fit the whole conversation in here. I'm not gonna tell you how long the conversation is. I'm not gonna tell you. If you want to watch this, you'll watch it. So without further ado, take a look at the interview. And I do that because it was an interview. It was two friends talking, and I love that. So without further ado, take a look at the conversation and the beautiful morning that I spent with Drena. Okay, so I'm gonna start it off because I know you from your channel, but I'm just gonna ask you to tell everybody your name and where you're from.
So you see Drena, my first name is Adrena Thomas. Well, my maiden name is Adrena Luster, and I was born and raised in Oakland, California. And about 20 years ago, I moved to Sacramento. Adrena Thomas, but everybody seems to want to call me Adriana, Andrea, Adrian. I'm like, you know what? Just drop the A, and it's just Drena, like Trina, but with the D.
Oh, that's a good way to explain, to tell people to say it. I always think of ways. My daughter's name is Mariah, and I don't know why people can't get that, but I always tell them it's Mariah with the K. But I like that. Trina with the G.
Yeah, it's just like Trina, but with a D. And been in Sacramento for about 20 years. When my son, actually, it was not 20 years because he's 21, and we actually moved out here when he was in kindergarten. I moved out here with my then husband because there was a lot going on in Oakland at the time. And I was like, we gotta get these kids up out of here and get them somewhere else. And I always came back and forth to Sacramento anyway because my dad lived in Sac. So I always came as a child on the Greyhound bus. And then when I got old enough to start driving, I would drive myself, you know, back and forth out here. So this was the only other place that I'm like, okay, that's just far away enough. So, you know, family and friends can't just come knocking on the door. It has to be like a literally scheduled event. Yeah, so here I am, landed in Sacramento. So that is me.
So yeah, like I was saying, you probably like, why did Kiana want me on here, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted you on here solely because I just, first of all, let me go back. My favorite person on this earth is Black women. Period.
Okay.
I love Black women because I love myself. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I need to know something, I know where to go. You know? So when I came, how did we meet? I think I commented on.
No, I commented first.
You commented first.
I found you. I was literally, because Curtis was telling me, he remembers. It was like I couldn't sleep one night. And I was just kind of like, just surfing through my phone. And I was going through YouTube. And I don't know what happened, but I ended up in a comment section on one of your videos. It was like it wasn't the original video. It was a response, like you were doing a response to a response or something.
Yeah.
The comments were just going and going, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And so I'm reading these comments, and I'm like, who is she talking about? Like, I don't know these people. And you were just going on, and you were like defending yourself. And I'm like, what? I have to go back and watch the original one. And I was like, okay, I'm going to leave a comment. She probably won't read it, but this is how I'm feeling right now. It's about 2:00 in the morning. And I'm like, I don't know these people you're talking about, but you've given them enough airplay. And let's not say their name anymore. Because you literally was giving them, like, they probably have 100,000 subscribers after your video.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
I don't even like saying her name.
Yeah, that part right there. So
it was so annoying. And I remember the comment you left me, and you was like, I remember when you said, okay, I gotta go look back and see what, get some more content.
Yeah.
And then the comment when you was like, okay, you said it. You know what I mean? So you don't have to say it no more. And I was like, you're right.
But then some people you have to, you gotta let them know where you're coming from, because like I told my daughter, you're gonna keep being bullied. You keep coming home crying about what this person did or what this person said and how this person made you feel. And I gave her full blown 100% unadulterated, uncut permission that the next time this little girl does or says something to you that makes you feel some kind of way, put your backpack down and you probably should say it's on here. You give her the business.
Right.
And then you pick your backpack back up, and then you go to the office, you tell them what you did, and tell them, call my mom.
Right.
Period. And you're not going to be in trouble. But you are going to be in trouble if you come home again crying and complaining about the little girl, what she did or what she said.
Right.
That right there. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. So sometimes we just can't take it no more. And we got to let people know, listen. And I want you to listen real good when I tell you this. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to tell you what I told you. And then if you don't get it after that, then it's no longer my issue. Now it's your issue. Because I can't control that no more. I'm moving on my life.
Yeah.
Period.
That's absolutely true. And sometimes somebody asks me my most unpopular opinion. But it was that, like, you catch more, they say you catch more bees with honey. But honestly, when you just say what you got to say and be done with it, you don't have to be all disrespectful, but being direct and letting people know that you are serious is so effective, Yeah.
Yeah, that part. I did that video called Cuss Words. Sometimes you gotta throw a few cuss words in there. Only because, I was raised like you're not supposed to cuss. So I cussed a lot under my breath. And I was a quiet child. And I was, I would really say a lot of cuss words in my head. With a blank stare.
It's so funny because my daughter was in here cussing last night. I know she's going to be mad.
How old is she?
She's 9. When I heard it, I was in the bed and I heard it and I was like, that's sweet voice is saying these words.
What was she on? A video chat or something?
No, she was talking to her brother.
Oh. And
they wasn't even mad. They was playing. And I was like, wow, you really got a potty mouth. But she got it from me.
And you're a teacher, right?
Huh?
You're a teacher, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm a teacher's aide, but yeah, teach special needs kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it too. And it's so much better during this. I don't want to say that because every time I say my life got a little better during the pandemic, everybody's like no, but it did.
No, and you know what? The reason I love you so much too, and I was telling Curtis that she says things that people think but won't say out loud. And that's why sometimes I just be cracking up. I was like, wow, I was thinking that same thing, but I didn't want to say it. And so, like, I live vicariously through you. Your life.
You know what? And like that whole situation with I'm not going to say her name, but the video that you commented on, I said something with passion and then everybody jumped on me, but I still don't apologize for what I said. It was just, nobody's going to receive your message if you're cussing at them, right? Yeah. So I was just like, but I learned that from that, I learned that you can't say everything, but I also learned that I'm not going to not be myself. Like, right. The backlash that I got was, to me, the nature in which the backlash I got, it was not necessary. If you don't agree with me, you just don't have to agree with me. But I said what I said. You can't change my opinion,
Yeah. And I tell my daughter that too. YouTube. You don't have to go to YouTube for all of your answers, because anybody can have a YouTube. You don't want to. You always want to trust a credible source. When you're doing research and stuff, look and check and see if it's a .com, a .org, a .edu, a .gov. Where is this information coming from? Because everybody has an opinion, and that's all it is. I'm no therapist. I'm not no evangelist or nothing. I'm just another person who is living my life, and I have a story just like everybody else has a story, and sometimes things are so hilarious that happens. I be cracking my own self up. I be like, all I'm missing is hair and makeup. Where y'all at? Where are the lights and the cameras? Because this moment has to be captured so I can watch this back. I'm sorry about that.
Isn't that crazy how the best moments you can't catch on camera?
I know.
It's so but that's why I like with the Black Content Corner, I'm learning every episode how I want to change it up. I'm so happy you're on this episode, because this is kind of like the middle. This will be episode 6. It's the next episode. Okay, you know how they say real recognizes real? I'm not trying to brag on my realness, right?
Right.
But I recognize you. I see you. I don't think like YouTube, they teach us to focus on monetization and the glitz and the glamour of it all, and the picture quality and all this other stuff, where I'm not there yet, but I'm like, if I don't do it yet, if I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So I just
you gotta start somewhere. Somewhere. And for me, I had like a regular YouTube, channel, only because I think I wanted to comment on somebody's video or something that said I needed an account or something. So I signed up. This was some years ago. And so I would just upload just little family things. It wasn't no Drena's Haven 916 or nothing like that. It was just my regular Drena Thomas. And then after I met Curtis, aka Dirty Weather 916, and I was like, oh, you're a YouTuber? Like, you're a vlogger? Like you're a real vlogger? Like I never met like a real vlogger in person. I'm sorry. I got all kind of apps. I got the Ring app. I got the Life 360 app. I know where everybody is at all times. So that's what that is. I'm sorry. So yeah. And so I was talking to him, and we got to know each other a little better. And he said, you know, I can help you, you know, with your YouTube. And I'm like, well, you know, YouTube's not really my thing. But I think I was overexcited, and I think I came off as a groupie, and I was so embarrassed because I hadn't been on a date in like, 10 years or something.
Right.
And when I found out he was a vlogger, I guess, you know, I pulled out my camera. I started recording. I was doing so much goofy stuff. On my way home from that, I was like, you really bombed that. Like, he's not going to call you anymore. But then I learned that because I was doing this on Facebook. Like, Facebook, that's where my audience is. That's like all my friends are. Mostly my friends from church, my friends from high school. And I would do these little short video clips of encouragement and motivation. And then I would just put it on my Facebook page. And then so he was like, you know, you can easily just upload that to YouTube. I'm like, but nobody's going to watch it. Like, I don't have any YouTube friends. And he was like, well, you just start somewhere. And then I remember having a whole 3 subscribers. And 2 of them were me. Was Phil, and then my regular channel. And him. So that's hilarious. And I still only have, I don't know, I haven't even checked. I don't know how many subscribers.
You got 35, I checked.
Yeah.
And that's a great accomplishment. It really is. Yeah. And like your channel, right? So there's videos on your channel that I watch when I need to watch them, you know?
Oh.
To me, your content is super rich. And only people who are smart enough to actually look for good people and good content will benefit from your channel. And I don't know. I show people your channel all the time. Like I do. I was just watching what is the name of the video? Broken Consciousness. That's one of my new favorite videos.
Yeah.
I'm in love with that video. I watched that video literally at least 6 times now. And I watch it when I need to. Like when I want to pick up the phone and call the person I don't need to call, I watch that video. That part.
Yeah. We were talking about that this morning after when we did our little devotion. And I might share. I started recording. He's like, why are you recording me? And I was like, because I want to. So anyway, we were talking about pet peeves. I was like, tell me what your pet peeves are. Like what I do that irritates you. And then he's like, well, we're going to have to go 1 for 1 then. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to keep it short and just, be your true authentic self. Don't hold back. And so in the midst of that, we began to talk about soul ties. And so I had to recognize that. So I'm human. Right. So I have a soul tie. I have a soul tie. That is so crazy to me. Like I talk about it and the things you need to do to get rid of the soul ties. But I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that because some things are just unacceptable when, especially now that I have a mate, I have a partner, we are engaged and there's this lingering person.
Oh Lord.
That just won't go away. And to me, like I can control myself. Like I know how far I'm gonna go. So the insecurity is not my insecurity. That's your insecurity. But in the grand scheme of things, why is this person still here? Why is this person still in your life? You have no kids together. You have no property together. He should be gone. But for some reason, he still keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. Well, I got to go back to that whole change your mind, right? When you change your mind, that's like the most powerful tool in your arsenal, a changed mind. And I guess maybe I haven't changed my mind. Right. So I have to dig deeper into that. And I love psychology. I love just like how the mind works. Why do we do what we do? You know, why do we think what we think? And I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. So
no, you're fine. I'm listening.
Yeah. But yeah, so broken consciousness. So when we were like, I know I can speak personally. I was conditioned to believe certain things about God and the Bible and how you should be living your life, and you know, sin and condemnation. And I was raised like that. But when I got older and I started questioning it, I had to study for myself. And I had to realize, okay, this situation that I'm living in now, and I knew this at an early age, this is dysfunctional. Like, this is not how normal people, this is not okay. And so I'm not going to be this way when I get grown or when I have kids. And then here I am grown and I have kids, and I am still conditioned to be how I said I was never going to be. But once you realize that, what's the cliche? When we know better, we do better. It is a daily battle. It is a daily. We have to pick up our cross daily. Okay? Every day, I have to tell myself, you matter, girlfriend. Okay? And you can do this. Change your phone number. Block. Do what you got to do. And pray. Yeah. Pray for strength. I have to pray for strength.
Sometimes you have to break your heart to.
Yes.
What do you
Let
say?
your heart break. Let your heart break so your soul can heal. I had to let my heart break. And now we'll talk about not the soul tie person. The soul tie person, that's just some foolery, some foolishness that I know. He know it. And everybody else behind my address, I always say, I call my address, where I live, I call it the numbers that are on my house. So I'm not going to say it. I'll just say my old address when I grew up. I always say, everything else outside of 2344 don't matter. So I had to focus on what's going on here at 2344. I can't focus or control anything else that's going on outside that. So I had to, when it came to, and I'm gonna just say, when it came to my ex-husband, like, I was hurt. Like, I was really hurt. Like, we were together I got married young. I got married in 1994. And, you know, we've been split up, for maybe a few years now. But I always still had in my mind that, you know, he ain't going nowhere. He always gonna be around. He ain't never gonna get with nobody. You know, he always gonna love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing that we have in our head, but men have the gift of goodbye, okay? They will walk.
They really do. They're so good at it.
Look back.
They are so good at it. They are really gifted at goodbye. Like, it's really annoying.
But when we make up our mind and change our mind about, like, you cannot change anything that you don't acknowledge, right? You cannot change that behavior until you acknowledge something that's wrong with that behavior. So I had to acknowledge that something is wrong with this picture. Why are you pulling up in your robe and your hair scarf with spray paint and gasoline cans and all of this foolishness? Like, you gotta stop. Like, I have to picture a stop sign in my head. Do what you gotta do to move on, because guess what? They moved on, and then they want to come creeping back around after we've changed our mind and made up our mind that I am not entertaining the foolishness anymore. We have our weak moments. We have our weak moments, and in those weak moments is when we have to do the work. Have to practice the work that we prepared, because we knew it was coming. You know it's coming. You probably be like, I am so done with that situation. I'm so over it. I'm gonna change my number. I'm gonna block you. And then on that lonely night, you sipping your wine, here you go, drunk texting, or unblocking or trolling social media and all this other stuff. And you're inviting that energy back into. We invite that energy back into our lives, and then we sit there and be like, why did I do that?
Wow.
Why did you do that?
And you could have prevented it. And then, just like you said, it's work. People don't realize you have to work hard. Like, you don't get past the storm without the work, but you have to do it. And it's hard. It's so hard to go from being attached to somebody to you talk to probably every day and have things with, and then because you know better,
Right.
It's hard. Choosing yourself is hard. It's extremely hard.
It is, but you can do it. We can do anything. And like you said, like you love Black women. We are strong. We are very, very strong. And I'm not against interracial couples. My son is in an interracial relationship. His fiance and his baby's mother, she's Filipino. And but here's what I will say. And I know, he follows my channel and he watches my channel, and I love him and I love her and I love the baby. I love them all. Yeah. But generally speaking, and this is just my opinion. Remember, we're on YouTube. Like, everybody has an opinion, and this is just mine. I don't get how you can be with someone that is not of your own race and 100% totally understand their struggle. You can be with them. You can love them. Y'all can have kids. You have a wonderful, beautiful life. But at the end of the day, at the end of it all, you are not going to be able to appreciate his struggle. You're not. You're just not going to be able to do it.
I completely agree. And just like you said, you always have to give a disclaimer because people like to take that personally. But it's not personal. It is.
No, it's not. Like I said, I'm not against. I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, that's facts. You can't appreciate, a man that's outside of my race, like my aunt and my oldest daughter. They are involved, engaged, and married to white men, and they have wonderful life. They are happy, but I don't know if he can truly appreciate the struggle of that Black woman. I don't really know if they can truly understand what it is that we have been through, what we go through, even amongst our own Black women, because of the whole what is the colorism, the dark skin, light skin, brown skin, mocha, whatever. We still have to struggle with that, and we still are expected to remain strong.
Yep. And I think that they can sympathize with it. Like, I think white men are able, and other races may be able to sympathize, and love is love. The feeling is there, is there. But relating to it, understanding it, that's a different ballgame,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So I love my Black women. I love my Black men. I love everybody. I was in Vegas, the past week, and my daughter, Sade, called me, and she's like, "Mom, my friend, I'm so upset with her because she's supporting All Lives Matter." I'm like, "Why are you upset because she's supporting All Lives Matter? All lives do matter." She's like, "Yeah, but what about Black Lives Matter?" I'm like, "Black Lives Matter too." But I help you understand how that works. When you're saying Black Lives Matter, and then someone tries to debunk you by saying all lives matter, then your response to them is, yes, you're absolutely correct. All lives do matter. But all lives can't matter until my life matter. All lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. Now, I had to help her also understand the whole breakdown of the Black Lives Matter, how it started, and what it is now, and who actually is the, owner or founder of it. It's not necessarily a Black person anymore. So don't get hung up on the Black Lives Matter corporation or movement. Just understand, baby. Just understand that your life matters. that you matter, that I matter. I had some t-shirts made. This is actually my side profile when I wear my afro. And I don't know if you can see that, but it says, I matter.
Period. I love that.
Drena Saber 916. And you gotta know. You gotta know that no matter what you've been through, no matter what shade of brown you are, no matter what you've done in your past, no matter what mistakes that you are going to make, that you still matter because you take up space in this freaking universe. And don't let nobody come to your door on Saturday morning with a pamphlet to try to change your mind. You gotta know that. That's one thing you gotta know.
Yeah.
When you forget, look in the mirror and I got post-it notes everywhere to remind myself that I matter. And I'm probably about to transition to a whole nother subject, so I'm gonna let you go.
But that's why I said, like, my brain, while you're talking, my brain is just going, and I'm like, it's so much to ask, and then I have to. Okay, so okay, so you said just now, I want to piggyback on what you said. You just said it. Kiana, don't lose it. Like, I always do this.
You matter. I matter.
And we matter.
Everybody matters.
Oh, and you were saying going through mistakes. So if this subject is too touchy, I don't want to talk about it. But I feel like you are who you are because of what you've been through. Just like I said, I think that you're a wise person. A lot of people like to talk. Like, you see, this is the era of podcasts, right? People love to get on here and give advice, but they're giving you advice about things they have not been through, and you can tell. They don't got to tell you. You can just see it.
Yeah.
Even in the beginning of the broken consciousness video, you said the first thing that you said was, I'm talking to myself too. And that is, when I hear people say that, I'm like, they got it. You know what I mean? Like, they understand that the advice that they're about to give, they're not exempt from. They actually learned from.
Yeah.
And they're putting their self out there to help others understand what they're about to say.
Right, exactly. Most times I record in my car. I have my little mount with my phone, and if I'm by myself in the car, most times I don't even have on the radio or the music because I'm so in my thoughts. And if I get an epiphany, I'll be like, bam, record. And then I just start talking about what was on my mind. And I'm like, I'm talking to myself as well as whoever, catches this video. Because I think it's important. I think it's important. I think that God speaks to me through other people. First of all, through His Word, and other people's experiences. And you don't have to experience something to be knowledgeable about it. You could, like I said, sometimes I live vicariously through you. Like, you do things that, like, I wish I could do, or you say things that I'd be like, oh, I wish I could say that. But I probably can't say that because then, people gonna get discouraged. And, I really want to encourage rather than discourage. But at the end of the day, I'm talking to myself as well. I have to encourage myself. I can't depend on nobody else, wait on somebody else to encourage me.
I literally just gave somebody this advice, and I'm not going to say no names, but I thought that I was offering perspective. Like, I thought that they were mature enough to understand that I was saying, this is what it is. I didn't say quit, but I'm telling you that you have to build yourself. You can't, a person who's always saying this, I would never do this, and I could never, I take that out of my vocabulary. And I used to be a person who used to do that, like count people's pockets and be like, you got this, why aren't you helping me? And to, like, now that just sounds ridiculous to me. Like, it's like, that's like cussing to me. And when I hear people do it, I cringe. And then I always feel like I have to jump in and go, wait, You don't understand. Because somebody did that to me. And when they did that to me, I rebuked them. I was like, no, I'm going to complain. And they should be giving me what they have. And I was just like, this is not working. And then when I got it, the woman who taught this to me, she just had this pleasant, annoying smile on her face. And I was like, stop. He was just like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, I'm out of here. You know, like, you're not going to keep smiling at me. And, you know, and then I was like, I remember when I got it and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and when I come across people who do that, I'm just like, I always want to tell them, but it's not many people who can understand that concept. It's really discouraging.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my fears. If I had to say I had a fear, one of my fears would be that you know, I discouraged someone. You know, I came on here and, you know, it's one thing to get a thumbs down. Who cares? What I'm learning is, you know, you still profit off the thumbs ups and thumbs down. So whatever, which, you know, thumbs it up, thumbs it down, whatever. But I never want to discourage anyone. I don't want that to be my legacy. I don't want that to be included in my dash. So I've made mistakes in my life, and my life was going down a path. And then all of a sudden, it was like, you know, quick right. Like, okay, so now we're going this way. I could have you if you would have I couldn't look at a picture of my younger self and say, girlfriend, let me tell you what's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
I would never have thought in a million years, you know, that I would be a statistic, you know, a statistic of, you know, the situation. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but, you know, in 2008, I am part of that statistic.
Right.
And I never want to be that person. So I'm still here. So it would behoove me. Now I have a story to tell. I got some people to encourage. I don't care if it's a person and a half, or, you know, two people, or somebody needs to know that you're not alone, and that, you know, you make mistakes. I told this to my ex-husband after the straw that broke the camel's back. I said, listen, and I want you to listen to me real good when I tell you this.
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes. And I forgive you. And you need to forgive yourself. And now the question is, what are you going to do after the mistake? What are you going to do after the mistake? And then that's pretty much it. That's all I had to offer.
That's it. And it's crazy that you say that, see? Because that is one of the main reasons why I wanted you on here. People, okay, so I'm an example giver. So I'm giving examples. My examples are always drastic, you know. Somebody could have died. I always say that.
Oh.
That's the worst. Like that's the end. Like there's no worse than that, right?
Right.
And people are always like, relax. Nobody's dying. You're good. And I'm like, but we could, you know, it could be tragic. So your story, you don't have to do the whole thing, because I want them to support your channel and go look at your videos. But just like a brief, you know, briefing of what happened in 2008, because you have overcame, and I admire you so much for the after. That's the part that I admire about you. But
and it didn't happen overnight. It took some time. Here we are in 2020, and in 2008, I was literally just gave birth to Sade, and she was literally 3 weeks old. And I can remember it like it was like it was yesterday. I remember we were struggling financially, and we had just got a new van after having one of our other cars towed for like expired registration or something. I don't remember that part, but I had to go pay that car note, and I remember my then husband saying, I'll go pay, I'll go do it. And I'm like, they keep calling and we can't get the car towed again. And so I looked at him, and I still have the picture of him holding Sade at 3 weeks old and up against his chest. And I looked at it and I was like, that is so beautiful. A father and his baby girl. And I'm like, no, I'll go do it. I'll go pay the car notes. Now, mind you, earlier that day, I had been drinking a glass of wine, one continuous glass of wine. And so by the time it was maybe 6 or 6:30-ish or something like that, the dealership, they basically said, you don't come and pay if we don't get that payment by close of business, and I think they close at like 9 o'clock or something, then we're, the car's going to be picked up, the van's going to be picked up in the morning. And I'm like, okay, well, that can't happen. So I, jumped in the car. I had my house shoes on, my pajama pants, and I went and paid the car note. It was literally like about 10 miles maybe from one part of the city to the other. And then on the way back, I think I got a call or something. My son wanted something to eat, and I stopped at McDonald's and headed back to the house. And literally before I got to the corner to turn to my house, like the airbags exploded in my face. Wow. I'm like, I don't know if you ever had an airbag hit you, but it's like somebody go bam, like you just get sucker punched, and then the stuff inside the airbag is hot and it burns you. So but when you don't see it coming, it's like all of a sudden it just bam, like out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, what the heck just happened? I'm like, okay, so after a few seconds, I'm realizing, okay, you were just in an accident, like somebody hit you. And so I get out the car, I dang near crawled out, and you know what? I was scared because I remember seeing a motorcycle, and I heard someone running. And I'm thinking they're coming to, to see if I'm okay. But the running sound stopped short of me. And so when I looked, I see this lady. She's bent over this man, and I see a motorcycle all bent up against a telephone pole. And so, long story short, we collided head on. Collided head on with a man on a motorcycle. And he and his girlfriend were riding side by side in a lane. It was just, 2 lanes. And, one way that way, one way this way. So I'm traveling this way, and then they're coming this way. So both of them was in the same lane together. And so he was the closest to the yellow divider line, right where I was ready to make my turn. But I hadn't made my turn yet. I remember putting my blinker on, getting ready to make the turn, and then the airbags exploded. So I went over to them, and she started cursing me out. She was like, "You fucking hit him. I was like, I can't believe this is happening." And so I, tried to, because he was alive, because he was moaning. And I remember his body was mangled, because although it's dark, field on both sides, and no street lamps, I could see his leg. I just remember seeing his leg. It was not in the position that a leg should be in. And I didn't touch him, but I just held my hand over him and began to pray. And so people stopped and, started calling 911. And some lady asked me if I wanted her to call someone. I couldn't even remember my phone number, my husband's phone number. She dialed Hecker number. She finally called him, and we were literally around the corner from my house. He rode my daughter's pink bicycle around the corner to the accident, and the police arrived on the scene, and they 2 of them, and then the one officer took me across the street to do a sobriety test. And first of all, if anybody knows me, even now to this day, I don't have good balance. And so, and it was cold. It was in November, and I was upset. I was shaking. So anyway, I'm not trying to make an excuse why I failed the surprise test, but I failed miserably. And they put me in handcuffs and said that you're under arrest for driving under the influence. And so I was just like, at that point, I was watching my life. It was no longer me living my life. It's like I'm watching a Lifetime movie. Like this happens in a movie. So I'm watching this happen. And I had never been in the back of a police car. I didn't even know that if the benches are hard, there's no space for your knees, and you're in handcuffs. So I kept asking him, like, how's the man doing? Like, how's that guy? How's that man? And he was like, I can't give you any information about that. I don't know. I can't give you any information. So he took me to some holding station. EMTs came. They took my blood. They searched, I didn't have nothing but like my wallet, and, because I had to pay the car note, explain to them what I was doing. And then from that holding station, they took me to the jail, the county jail. I cannot make this up. I have never been to jail, and I don't care what you do. Don't nobody want to go to jail. Don't nobody want to go to jail. Don't go to prison. Don't nobody want to go to the mental hospital. Don't nobody want to do any of that. Because as like you said, Black people, we have things to do. And I'm like, I just want to make sure he's okay. And I need to get home to my family. I need to get home to my kids. I have a 3-week-old baby. And the one officer came in, and another officer came in, and I asked him, I said, can you tell me how the man is doing? Like, is that man okay? And he's like, I'm really not supposed to tell you this, but he didn't make it. Oh my God.
I know it. Oh my, I know it.
Lord have mercy. When he said that man didn't make it, I was like, what does that mean? He didn't make it. Like, he didn't make what? Like, he's dead? Like, he's dead? He was like, yeah, and then that's it. I was just done for. You could stick a fork in me. Like, I wasn't even watching the movie no more. The movie was watching me. And they took
I would say I can't imagine. I don't even.
You don't think about stuff like that because do you know how many times I have driven from Sacramento back to the Bay Area, with my little drink or whatever. How many times I've gone out and partied and don't even. A lot of people say this, that they party and don't even know how they made it home. And even today, when people start talking about that in my presence and they don't know my story, I just it kind of makes me cringe, but I don't judge them because that was me before. That was me at one time until something happens, until someone loses their life, until someone dies, and then it becomes your story, and then now you're the statistic. And it was a horrible thing. I thought nothing else after that mattered. Like, my life is over. That's it. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I couldn't. I bailed out that night. And got home maybe like 5-6 o'clock in the morning, and tried to go through a daily routine, getting my kids ready for school and all of that. But I was so weak, like I couldn't do. Kiana, when I tell you, baby, I couldn't even sweep the floor. I was like physically sick to my stomach. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing. I was like, I couldn't even say it out loud. I was like, I killed somebody. Like, I killed somebody. I didn't know whose fault it was, but I took ownership of it because I was the one that was arrested and still living and breathing. And he's gone. Like, he is gone. And I couldn't, it took a long time for me to wrap my head around that. And it took a long time for me to also understand that we all have our date to expire. And it's already written. And I just don't know. And I'll ask God when I meet him face to face. Why did you think I could bear that? Or why did you choose me for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a girlfriend that died in an accident after I let her use my car. And I knew the car was raggedy. And, you know, I told her, you know, if this happens, then go under the hood, do this, and then this car start back up. And she did. Her and her friend, they were both my friends. We grew up in the Girl Scouts together. And that thing happened. They pulled over on the freeway. They did what I told them to do. And one was underneath the hood of the car. She did what I told her to do. She told our other friend to go start the car. And then she wouldn't start the car. And she was like, girl, start the car. And she wouldn't start the car. And so she looked around and she was nowhere to be found. A car had came and hit her and flew her all the way off into the bushes somewhere.
Oh my God.
Me and my friend, my other friend, my best friend, at the time, we passed that accident. I promise you, on the other side of the freeway. She said, that looked like your car. And I was like, that wasn't my car. Because we were all supposed to meet up together at our Girl Scout leader house. Got to the Girl Scout leader house and they weren't there. She said, I told you that was your car. So we circled back, went back to the accident, and that was my car. And they were, the fire department, they had shut the freeway down and everything. And I carried that. Now I'm about to cry. I carried that with me for so many years. And I remember at the funeral, I remember the pastor saying, there is a young lady here who is taking full responsibility of what happened to our beloved one who's gone. And I want to tell her that if she had to do it all over again, she would have done it the same way, because she did not know what was going to happen. And I still carry that to this day. I mean, I don't let it like depress me to the point where I can't get out the bed. The passing of the accident that we were just talking about, Mr. Harris, you know, sometimes Curtis was talking like this morning when we was talking about the pet peeves. He was like, one of his pet peeves is when I get depressed and when I get really sad, like out of nowhere, and he doesn't know why. He's like, things could be just going fine, and then you'll just like blank out, and nobody can bring you back. And I try to explain to him that there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on in my head. Whether like you can see me smiling and you can see me doing my daily tasks, like I have so many things to do. There's not enough hours in the day to do it, but I still have to live with that every single day. Do you not know what that feels like? You can't imagine what that feels like. Don't you know that man had a whole ass daughter? I knew. I kept researching his name because it wouldn't show up on the news. I was always waiting for my mugshot to come up on the news, and it never did. It didn't make it to the newspaper. And so I kept Googling his name to try to find something out about him. And when I finally found a small little article, and then I researched him, and I found out that he had a daughter. And his daughter was the same age as my daughter. And so I knew one day she was going to look for me. And one day, I'm going to say like last year, I had to scroll through my messages. I had a feeling I had like a certain feeling one day, and she came across my mind. I don't know what she looked like or anything. I just thought about her. And do you know, she sent me a message in my messenger, and she's 24, just like my daughter. They're the same age. And when I saw it, my heart started beating really fast, as I knew that one day she was gonna, try to find me or reach out to me. And my hands got sweaty, and I started having anxiety. So I had to go in my room, close the door, take some deep breaths, and then I began to read. And she and I chatted back and forth. It's a long, just like a book. And at the end of it all, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. She actually thanked me. She thanked me for taking the time to speak with her, and she didn't know her dad. She had never met him, but she always wanted to meet him, and that was really sad. But I'm glad that that I'm able to talk about it without feeling how I used to feel. I used to feel like I have no right to laugh, have no right to smile or giggle or be happy, or like you're never gonna get a job again. Like you're not gonna be able to vote. You like your life is over. But my life wasn't over, and my life is not over. So I have to encourage other people about you gotta be mindful of the decisions and choices that you make in your life, because you're not just impacting yourself. You can impact someone else. Now, let's say I didn't go and pay the car notes. Was that man still gonna die that night? Yeah, everybody has their dates that they're gonna die, but why did I have to be involved in it?
Right.
I didn't even have to be on the road, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I was on the road, and I was involved, and there's nothing I can do about that now. I did my time, and I'm still doing time in my head. And I told the judge and everybody in the courtroom about the deceiving effects of alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic. I did consume alcohol, and I didn't even want to fight it. I didn't want to go to trial. I didn't want to go do any of that. I'm like, I take full responsibility for that. And it took me a long time to forgive myself. And once I forgave myself, then I was able to talk about it more. And it's a daily thing, Kiana, that I have to go through. It's daily. I have to forgive myself daily. I know I don't have to, but for me, I know me. And I know that if I don't start my day with some type of devotion or some positivity, some positive affirmations, if I don't start my day off the right way, it's going to go all the way left. All the way left. So that's just a overall of, what happened that night. But there's a whole story with life after the accident. You know what I mean? Like really intricate details. Like I didn't know if I was going to ever know my 3-week-old daughter. They're trying to give me 16 years state prison. I'd never been to jail before. I'm not a jail person. I'm not cut out for jail. Okay. And I thought I wasn't cut out for jail. And I kept asking God, and you think I could bear this? Why? Why did I not die? Like, why couldn't it have been me? It wasn't my time. Okay, I'm still living my dash. So, and anything else
happens for a reason. We don't know God's plan. So we don't know. Like, it's inevitable. Everybody's gonna die, and not to excuse the way he died, but God, He knows what He's doing. He knows what He's doing, and it's not for us to question it. So I wouldn't even say, just like you said, if you could change it, you would probably do things different because of the situation. But who's to say that you could have been sober and still
exactly
didn't happen?
Exactly.
God's plan.
Right. It's right. And I don't want to come across as saying that it was God's plan for me to drink, get behind the wheel, and operate a vehicle. I don't believe that part was God's plan. I believe that God gives us choices. Otherwise, we'd be robots. We have choices, and I chose to do that. You can drink all day and night. You can drink somebody under the table. But when you get behind the wheel of a car, you are now crossing into a twilight zone. You're now crossing over into a whole nother zone. And the alcohol makes you feel like you can do things better. Like I could drive better. Like I'm more focused. Like I feel good. I'm listening to my music, or like it makes you have superpowers or something, but you don't. I wish I had my have this Bible. When I was in the county jail, I became a worker, and I would clean. I worked over in medical, and medical, like, they just won't let anybody work in medical because you have to go. You have to work with the patient's billing charts, like their charts, and you also there's a few cells, and you clean a few cells. Well, I had been watching the news earlier, and there was a man that his girlfriend and their kids were in the car, and he was drunk and flipped the car, killed all the kids, and the girlfriend and him were arrested and brought to that jail. And I saw him on the news. And then when I'm sitting in the day room, I saw him. They brought him over to medical. I was like, oh my God, that's the man that was on the news. And so I had to go over there to clean his cell, and I found a letter that he wrote to her because he thought they were going to send her over to medical. And I still have that letter to this day. I tried to find her, but I couldn't find her, but it's in my Bible, and I still have that letter. So, and then one more thing, there was another lady in there who told me to be strong, and that she had an accident and she had killed someone, and her boyfriend, who was a police officer, covered it up and they never she never got found out. Like, she wasn't in jail for that. She was in jail for something else, but she shared that with me, that she did a hit and run. She was like, you could have kept going, but you stopped. First of all, I didn't even know what happened, but I don't see how people could hit somebody and then keep going. That part, but I don't know. I can't, like you said, never say never. Like, I would hope that I would never do something like that. I would have hoped that I would never have did what I did or been involved in that in any type of way or capacity. I was getting my degree. I'm like, okay, well, that's over. And then when the man telling me that they want 16-year state prison, I'm like, okay, I'm not ever going to know my daughter. I could have passed out right there on the floor.
No, you couldn't. My goodness.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was on maternity leave, and working for AT&T, and they reorged while I was out, and they were giving me a pink slip, which is, you have 60 days to find another job within the company, or you just take this money and go, or you can make the decision. So when I came back and they told me that, I started praising God, and the lady was crying. I was like, what's wrong? She's like, I just hated to have to give you this news. I was like, oh, no, you don't understand. Yeah, I'm gonna need that money, and I'm gonna need to go from the company. And she was like, well, when do you want your last day to be? And I was like, can it be today? And she was like, it can be today. We'll pay you through the end of the week. And I was like, right on. And so, that was a blessing in disguise, because then I was able to obtain an attorney. And as much as I wanted to reach out to the family of the man who died, my attorney advised me, like, leave them alone. Like, now was not the time. Even when I saw them in court, you have a few court dates. I really wanted to hug them, to let them know, like, how sorry I was, and I wanted to tell them, like, what happened. And I never did get an opportunity to do that. But in jail, you get to see a psychiatrist or psychologist. And so she has suggested that I, like, write them a letter. Of course, don't mail it, but just write the letter. So I wrote the letter. I wrote the long letter. And that was therapy. It was very therapeutic. That was very therapeutic. So that part right there.
Oh, gosh.
And that's I used to say, sometimes you may hear me say, your past mistakes don't define who you are, but they definitely make you who you are. It's either gonna make you or break you. And I'm not into being broken. I'm not into living being broken. We gotta get over it.
Yeah, you do. And it's crazy. Like, there's so much going through my my head, but I wholeheartedly believe that we are just not in control. You can control what you can, but at the end of the day, it's already written, like you say. And like people, first of all, I will say, if anybody watches this Black Content Corner, like I'm not gonna title this like manslaughter or no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get this gem, as you would say, golden nugget, as you say, you will just call it. Like, this is not for clickbait. This is for people who like good content and want to learn, you know, because we're always supposed to be students, and learning from each other, you know. So I don't want to think that you went through that for no reason. And I think God uses people to bless people, and sometimes he may use you to do the hard job that he needs to do, but also to teach you lessons and to build you up. So sometimes there's tragedy and there's triumph in the same situation, you know? So,
like tragedy and triumph. I like that.
In the we don't know what's what. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't judge each other. We shouldn't. If anybody comes on here and just wants to be judgmental in my comment section, they're gonna get it, or they're gonna get blocked. Because that's not what this is.
Everybody has an opinion, and it's just their opinion. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change what happened. It's not gonna. It's nothing I can do. That's the same thing I told the judge. Like, all of this that we're doing right now is a matter of formality.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is done. The man is gone. He's not coming back. There's no amount of time that you can give me today, whatever you sentence me to, that is ever going to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, that part. But I want justice to be done. I want the family to get justice. And I want to tell you, and this is me talking to the judge, I want to tell you, the bailiffs, the court reporter, and everybody in the gallery, and everybody, the attorneys, and your whole crew, I want to just say this to you, that you're going to take a lunch break today, and you're going to take one tomorrow, and y'all going to have cocktails over your lunch break. You're going to think you're good. Drive back to the courthouse, or drive home, or drive wherever. But let me just tell you, those are the deceiving effects of alcohol. How many times have you had to tell a friend, give me your keys? You know, when my daughter used to have her parties here, I used to come around with a bucket, and everybody knew you have to put your keys in the bucket. There's plenty of blankets and pillows and everything around this whole garage. You guys will just camp out in here, because nobody's going home tonight.
Right.
Point. Now on my watch. No. I don't play that, because I've been there, done that, wrote a book about it, got a t-shirt, refrigerator magnet, keychain, wrote a song about it, all stuff. If you're going through something, Kiana, and you need somebody to talk to, it's better to have a person who's been through it already. You really want to not focus too much on the person that's actually going through the same thing that you're going through, because it's like the blind leading the blindfolded. You want to hook up with someone who's already been there, been through it, so then they can tell you. They can say, girl, there's a pothole up there, okay? Or if you might want to step to the left and then step down and then back over to the right, and then you'll go ahead and hit that pothole, because I hit that pothole. I'm just trying to let you know. But I mean, you're going to do what you're going to do. But I'm just telling you, it's a pothole right there.
I'm just giving you the information. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's all you can do. But you're absolutely right. Talking to somebody about something that y'all are both going through is just not productive. You have to.
It isn't.
Find somebody who's been through it. That's 100% true.
It's like comparing notes. It's like what we used to call it, top that. Well, what about this? Or what about that? Oh, no. What about this, though? Yeah, no. What about this? What about this part? I mean, that's cool. Have your girlfriend talk or whatever. But when you're really going through something that you don't think, at that time, I didn't think I was going to make it through the next second. Imagine that. I didn't think I was going to make it through the next second.
No.
And there was no one for me to talk to that had been through that. I didn't know to like go to YouTube or, you know, all I knew is my favorite time of the day was nighttime, because I could get in the bed and it's dark and put my head under the covers and pray that when I wake up that it was just a dream. But that never happened. So I'm not a sadist, but I am very empathetic, and I try to be non-judgmental, because who am I to judge? I can't judge nobody. I don't have no hell to put nobody in. I'm just me being me. And if you can catch, like, you know, like I tell people, if you can learn anything from what I'm going to say or what I said or what I'm about to say, use it like a credit card. Put it in your back pocket, pull it out when you need it. If it's not useful to you, maybe share it with someone that it could be useful to. Or maybe to come back to your remembrance at another time. And you can be like, you know, I think I heard some lady talk about that. And, you know, roll it back. And especially the part about the drunk driving. You know, nobody likes a drunk driver. Okay? We see them on the road, like, look at them. Look. They're all on the drunk bumps. Especially a drunk driver that kills people. Like, that's not respected. How do you, who does that? And unfortunately, you know, I am, if there's a statistic about drunk drivers for 2008, you know, I'm in that count. But I believe in my whole heart of hearts that God has forgiven me. And it's just me continuously encouraging myself and motivating myself and forgiving myself and keep it moving forward and keep it pushing, because it's not just me. I have kids and they're looking at me, and I knew one day I was going to have to explain to them about what happened. And I think just recently I explained to Sade. She's 12 years old. She knew mommy had went to away for a while, but she didn't know the details of it. So I shared with her, because I don't want her to have to go through that. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. You don't have to experience something to be knowledgeable or wise about it. If you can pick this up as a golden nugget, let this be your knowledge, and let this be your wisdom. Ask God for the wisdom, so you don't have to experience it. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah, that is a lot to go through. That's just unfathomable, you know. I always say I've been through things, and I have been through things in my life. I don't, just like you said, your story is kind of unmatched. I'm sure people have gone through it, but you don't come across people with such an intense story. So hearing your story just makes me go, you know, you can come through anything, you know. You don't have to stay down. You don't have to, like, that is, like, even just playing it back in my head, it's so traumatic. I try to put myself in your position and think about what was going through your head. Just like you said, like, you couldn't put a fork in you. I had the same, well, my children's father, he passed last year, but he got locked up and went to prison when he was 17. And he had nobody at his court date with him. He got in trouble with a group of people, went to court, was sentenced 10 years at 17 with nobody by his side. And even that, I could never understand. I mean, he got a lot of excuses, a lot of passes from me just because of that. Yeah. But I only pray. I always say I'm not equipped for jail. I'm not equipped for any of this. Yep. You don't know what you're equipped for until you go through it.
Yeah.
But no, I just admire you. And then you speaking right now, it's like, just like you said, some people don't know your story. Nobody would guess that. I didn't know that about you initially. Mm-hmm. And I think you had did an interview with It's Mean TV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I came across this channel. I really don't. But I see that your name was, I think I was looking you up on your channel and his video popped up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, she's on somebody else's channel. And I go and look and I'm like, that I was like, I'm trying to figure out. I always want to hear wise people's stories and you know what they go through. I think that wisdom is who you're born kind of a student. I think wise people are students to life, but I think for sure, just like you said, what you've been through makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Like that story being so grand and so major, I'm like, that's why it makes sense. When I seen that interview, I was like, I get it now. So
yeah.
coming out on the other end of all of that, because it is tragic, but you did hard to me, triumphant. You have your own channel, and every time I watch your videos, I always say to myself, like, who told her she could get up here and tell people? And I know people be looking and probably like, people who don't, but when you speak, I listen because I know, like, even like I said before, I knew your story. I didn't know, but there's something about it. Like, you know what you're talking about, and you have the confidence to say it on your platform without permission.
Right.
Beautiful thing, So, how do you? First, did you go through therapy after going through all of this? Did you have therapy? I mean, outside of
the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Who did I have? I think I had Kaiser. I had Kaiser, and I had become very fearful, like fearful, like scared, like shaking in my boots, scared, because I didn't know someone's gonna come knocking on my door and take me away, or I didn't know this guy. I didn't know, like, if he was part of a motorcycle club. I didn't want to go outside, cross the street, check the mail, walk down the street, go to the store, drive anywhere. Like, I was real panicky. And so I made an appointment to, go talk to a psychiatrist. And let me just tell you, okay, so first of all, it's the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist, right? So the psychiatrist is the one that can prescribe medication. Other ones, the therapist that you just talk to. I just need to talk to someone. And so as I'm talking to her, she tells me that her brother was killed by a drunk driver. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll make an appointment at the front desk. No, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do it because I was too embarrassed to even, talk to a professional, because opinions are formulated immediately. And then she had to even be honest to tell me that, but when I filled out the profile, she read, like, what I was coming in for. She wasn't sure if she wanted to do it. She thought maybe that she should, refer me to another person. And so it was at that point that I realized, I can't talk. I can't even talk to a professional. So this is gonna have to just be me and God and my immediate family. And that's it. And my immediate family, even, it was so hard for me to tell them. I had to gather everybody around, send out text messages, and everybody know, please meet at this time. I have something to tell you guys. And everybody wants to know. It was like, the baby not his? And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It was like the anticipation was killing them. But, even my mom, so everybody met together when I told them, I was surprised at the support, that they wrapped their arms around me, let me know that we love you and we in this together and we're going to make it through this. And that was a blessing in itself, because everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have that support. So that's another reason why I share it on my platform. That is another reason why it's called Drena's Haven. One of these shirts says Drena's Haven 916, because it's a safe place. You're safe to come here and tell your story. And you're safe to put your opinion in the comments. And I'm not going to judge you. And like you said, if someone judges you in the comment section, then I will go ahead and address that. I will address it, because it's, this is not the platform for that. It's not the platform to be judgmental, because who are you? You got some skeletons in your closet. When you get talking too much, a bone's going to fly out and hit somebody upside the head. So I had support in that way. I had to do family support. And then when I got to the jail, I wanted to get out myself for any reason. So I was going to every class they had, everything they had to offer. And then the medical, they have a psychiatrist. Was she a psychiatrist? I think she was just a psychologist. And so I was able to talk to her. And so she pulls me out, I think, like twice a week, and I would talk to her. And that was very therapeutic. And then after, when I got out, I continued to get therapy. And then that's very important. I mean, it's so important, especially as Black women, we tend to want to talk to other people, because people put a stigma on you. Talk to a psychiatrist or psychologist, that means you're crazy.
And it doesn't mean that.
But you're not crazy. You just living life. I went and talked to one, and she was like, "Well, I would refer you to go check in at some mental hospital." Girl, I was like, "Yeah, thank you for your time, and I gotta go pick up my kids. We're not checking in anywhere. I gotta go."
A lot of people aren't this transparent and just smart enough to know these things. Like, just like you said, you're smart enough. Yes, we need therapy, but you were smart enough to know this is not going to benefit anybody. So
yeah,
I gotta find different ways, and depend on the people who love me. It's like you gotta feel it out,
Yeah. That's one of the things about what you were saying about just Black women, period. Like, we're gonna find a way to make it happen. If we don't have a dustpan, we're gonna use a piece of mail. Okay, the trash is gonna get off the floor. We're gonna make that. We're gonna go bath. Go get that dishwasher liquid and put it in this bathtub water. We're going to happen. Okay? Take notes, and that's no shade on anybody that's not a Black person or a person of color. Everybody has their strengths and their areas of opportunity. I just thank God that I'm here, that I'm still here, and that I'm able to. One of my prayers have always been, I just want to live long enough to watch my children to grow up. Mm-hmm. And now they're getting up there. Like, Sade's a tween now. And so now I want to watch my granddaughter grow up. And now I want to have a long life with Curtis, and that's a whole nother episode.
I love how you just I just watched your relationship videos, and I'm like, I can't get enough. Like, it's like where, like, you take the words out of my mouth. Like, the content is so good. It's so good, and it's so real. And I'm like, somebody got to look at this. Somebody has to see this.
That's real life. We come here and want to talk about it. Oh, well, we're going to talk about it because you gave me permission. Yeah. And you talk about, he's got like thousands of subscribers. And I feel like I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I don't really care. I'm just going to post it. I'm going to put it out there. Yeah. And one of the things that we said at the beginning was that, number one, I'm not doing any plan. Okay. Mm-hmm. And number two, I'm not in the dating game. Mm-hmm. So what we're doing has to be intentional. Like, what is the goal? Like, where are we going? I'm not actually doing anything. I don't have time for that. So I think maybe I overshot the runway with that because he is serious about it.
I know that's right.
He's serious about it. And when you were talking about your husband, yeah, and that he did to Tom when he was 17, mm-hmm. Curtis has that same story. Yeah. Like,
that's why I can relate so much. Yeah. And we and him were never married. It didn't work out, but there was a deep love through understanding, but he was starting to fix it before he passed. And like I said, real recognizes real. I saw that he understood at that point, and he was able. I gave him my blessing to move on. He called me and asked me, I know what I did to you, you know, and he thanked me for everything that we've been through. And then he asked for my blessing to date the person he was with. And like, it was rough financially. He started paying me child support weekly. He just was, I was so like, it's crazy. I prayed for him to just leave me alone, our relationship. Like, just go away, leave me alone. Yeah. And then when he got it together, I was starting to fall back in love with him as a person. He was like my dad, my brother, my son. He was everything. And when he did that for me, I think God made him understand that he had to make it up to me, not only for him, but for me to be able to have conversations like this with other men, and for me to have faith that they can change, because they can change. It's just a lot of work, and you have to be, not to say women need to be out here trying to fix men, because I don't.
Right. Yeah. That part right there. No.
It is possible, and he just left me so full before he passed, and I'm just so grateful for it, because it was so much turmoil and so much anger.
Yeah.
And just, we never really did anything horrible to each other, but it was a lot of emotion. Yeah. And he helped me heal. He didn't do it overnight. I always tell people, that story. They're like, well, because he said sorry once. He said sorry to me many times over the years. But he actually, the last 6 months of his life, daily tried to make it up to me. And it got to the point where I would cuss him out, and he would smile at me and say, I'm sorry. And if there's anything I could do, and he would give me money. He was just like, I don't really have any. He just was like, I'm trying to fix it. And he did. He kind of mended my heart before he died.
Wow.
And he really did.
That's amazing.
Wow. I'm so blessed. Like, I know, that's why I know that I'm supposed to do something more. Just like with you. Yeah. I feel like you, even given the sentence that you got with the probation, you're probably just saving lives. You don't even know how many lives you saved with your testimony. And you may never know. People may never tell you.
Right. Yeah.
God's plan. And he's using you. I see you. So, and I'm not special, but I know somebody else can see.
You are special. Yes.
Thank you. And if I have you on here, or more platforms like It's Mean and Curtis's channel, people can see you, and it's like people need to see you. Black women our community needs to see you.
Yeah.
Because they're just all messed up. But I
feel like I'm like more of a background person. Like, I really don't like. I don't really like to be in front of people. That's why, like, I'm almost scared to go live. But that one time I did, like, a week or two ago on Stream Labs. I said, I'm just gonna start talking and see what happens. And I think maybe like 6 or 7 people like tapped in. I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I guess I can really do this, huh? Okay. But I like to make videos, and the reason I do is because they are real, true, authentic thoughts that pop into my mind, and I got my camera right there, and I'm like, oh, I have to talk about it. So I talk about it, and I'm telling you, there is not one video that I have made that is not something that has to do personally with me. So about being judgmental, it's impossible for me to be judgmental, because I'm talking to me as well. I'm telling myself, girl, really? That's what we're doing? No, that's a soul tie. Right. You get over that. Yes, you made a mistake, and so what? So what are you gonna do now? Okay, you're gonna either cry a river, build a bridge, and get over it, or light a match and burn that bitch down. Whichever one, but you got to move on. You gotta move on. You have to. It's important. Save somebody's life.
That's so crazy. So, wow. Yeah, and like, this is just personally. Like, when I watch, I'm going through something right now. It's like you speak right to me. I'm like, who told her? Did I tell her? I remember calling her and telling her, you know, and I'm just like, it's kind of scary. But that goes to show you we all go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We can learn from each other, and it's like, but so I literally can keep you here all day. But I do.
I consider you a sister friend, and I believe that this was a divine appointment. I don't believe I came across your video by accident. I'm not a big YouTube person.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows what might happen? I didn't even know this existed, but offline, you'll be getting messages from me like you got one on the board. I know you probably was like, what is she doing up so early? But I didn't realize you were 3 hours ahead of me. But I don't know what time that was. Maybe it was like 5 o'clock in the morning because my call started at 6. So, excuse me, you were on my heart and my mind outside of what we were supposed to be doing. No, like you really have been on my mind. Like, I don't know why. I was like, Kiana's been in my spirit. And so I better reach out to her. And that's why I text you. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but, you know, I love you. And everything's going to be all right. Yeah. And you can call me anytime. You have my number. You can text me. I'm a big texter. I'm not a big, you probably wouldn't believe it, but I'm really not a big talker. But I'm a good listener.
Right.
For sure. And then you put me in your arsenal of those 3 people. You know, somebody who has been through what you're going through, someone who has some resources, whether it's money, car, networking, whatever, and then somebody who can get a prayer through on your behalf when you don't even know what to pray for.
Right.
When you're that discombobulated, if that's a word.
Yeah.
So you can put me in one of those categories, and then so I'm here for you all the time. And thank you for the hookup with Crunchy Stuff. She did the video for her birthday. That was awesome. That was right on.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, she was telling me about it. I'm like, what are you gonna do? But I didn't know if she did it or not. I didn't know.
She did it, and she put the happy birthday Sade across, and she was crunching up the cupcakes, and it was awesome. So I wish I could have planned it out a little bit better. I need to, you know, I'm not always responsible with my time and with my finances, but I'm getting better at that. That's, you know, that's something I need to work on, especially with this new job. I'm just praying that I was not promoted beyond my level of competence. That would be a travesty. No, but I can do all things. And just like you saw something in me that I didn't see, I see things in you that you probably don't see. And when people see things in you that you don't recognize, don't be so quick to dismiss them. Pray about it, and God will reveal it to you.
I'm learning that now. To stop saying no first, because that's my thing this year. Say yes, and just, you know, even this, I would not be doing this if somebody didn't interview me. And when they was like, I want you on my, I was like, why? No, leave me alone. I was like, I don't want to be on your, you know. And I didn't message her for a minute. And I know she was like, why is she not messaging me? And then I was like, you can't pray for something and then say no to opportunity. So I was like, let me just do it. And I consider her a new friend too. So I'm so glad I did it. So I do want you to talk about, before we go, alternative life solutions and how that started, and go into like your charity Tuesdays and all that.
Okay, so alternative life solutions actually started out as alternative training solutions, because I thought I was never going to be able to job again as a felon. So, you know, I had to think like, okay, what are you going to do to make a living? So I was going to go into business for myself, and having the years of experience as a trainer, a certified trainer, I'm able to certify other people to become a certified trainer. So I created Alternative Training Solutions Enterprise, And I would go to small businesses and do their onboarding training, their new hire orientation, and just train little small courses, exceptional, how to achieve exceptional customer service, professional telephone skills. If they had a system that they needed their employees to learn coming in, just give me the manual, let me go through it, test it out, and then I can train your employees. So I was doing that. Then I got an opportunity to go back and work for AT&T as a trainer, doing my same job with the same boss, same organization as a contractor. And so when I did that, that took me away from, you know, doing my own little thing on Alternative Training Solutions Enterprise. Then after I traveled so much that I missed out on so much of the kids' lives as they were growing up, I had to get a job that, you know, kept me stable, that kept me home. And I started noticing all of these homeless people, and it just broke my heart. And when I was doing the time in jail, I noticed that a lot of the women would come in on a violation of probation and go back out, do the same thing, and come back in. There's like at least 3 women I knew that cycled back through there at least 3 times while I was there. And I'm asking them, like, what is going on? Why do you keep ending back? Why are you ending up back here again?
Right.
And the answer is because they don't have no family support. They want to change their life, but they don't have the resources. They are eligible for drug court, but when they get released, they have nowhere to go. So they go back to the people who they were hanging with and end up back on drugs again, but they really want to change their life. So I prayed about it, and I changed Alternative Training Solutions to Alternative Life Solutions. And Alternative Life Solutions is basically a place where when you're ready to change your life and to do things differently, then I will be here to assist you. So I will offer you room and board. I will offer to help you fill out whatever paperwork you need to fill out, whether it's, you know, Social Security, human assistance, you know, applying for housing, finding shelter, just to keep you solid until that bed becomes open, or until that job come through. And especially like if you're a felon, because I know what that feels like. I know I had to learn the hard way by having doors closed in my face after being offered positions and then getting the background check and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna have to rescind that offer. And I took that too many times, Kiana. The last time I was like, actually, you're not gonna rescind the offer. You're not going to rescind the offer because California state law states that you cannot not offer me this job. You can't offer it to me and then take it away based on something that I did in my background that has nothing to do with the job for which I'm applying for. Here's the statute. Look it up and then get back to me. And that's what they did. And I was like, oh, okay, that works. And I'm like, yeah, know your rights.
Yeah.
So people don't know that.
No.
And so Alternative Life Solutions, you want to kickstart brand new lifestyles? I'm not going to do the work for you. I'm just here to assist you. I'm here to put you in touch with some resources. I have gotten calls from people who, I know somebody, was assaulted. She's walking the street. She don't have nowhere to go. Do you have any room? And I'm like, can you get her here? If you can get her here, then we'll take it from there. So I used to, like before COVID, I would do, 48 hours free of charge. Lack of a better term, this is not on my website, but shit, shower, shave, have a good meal, get your thoughts together, figure out your next moves, and then do a move-in. But if you in it for the long haul, I had spare rooms that I would, rent out for room and board under the nonprofit. And so we do other things as well. So there's the people who don't want to live in a house. They want to live outside. They want to live in tents. They want to be in a tent city. Okay. So if that's what you want to do, then let's go ahead and get your area cleaned up. Let's get you some supplies. Let's get you some toiletries. Let's get you, if you have income, that's one thing. If you don't have income, then let's see what you qualify for, and I'll work with you one-on-one. And so that's what basically, what we offer, and it's not for profit. So that's what Alternative Life Solutions is all about. And then what was that question?
Like, I guess it all falls under the same thing. You do your charity Tuesdays.
Yes. So I had to learn how to ask for donations. So most corporations have a portion or a section on their website that you have to go to go through the whole donation request. But then there's some places that all they're looking for on your donation request letter is your EIN number, your tax ID number. And once they see that, they have a whole plethora of resources that they want to give to charity because it's a write-off for them. So I'm like, okay, so I can, because most of it was coming out of my pocket. And, putting together the toiletry bags and stuff and going to the tent cities where we would do the feet on the streets. I call it feet on the streets thoughts, where I just get a gang of people together and then we put these toiletry bags together, and then we was hitting up the tent cities around, in the area, in the neighborhood, and handing them out and giving them some resources, getting their names, their phone numbers, and following back up with them. They still recognize me when I drive down the street. I can pass by a tent city, they be like, hey, and I'm like, hey. Yeah, so since I'm not able to do that anymore because of this pandemic, there has to be a way for me to still be a blessing to someone else, because I've been blessed, right? So we're blessed to be a greater blessing to others. And so I'm like, okay, I can do it on Tuesdays. And you know how we talk about time, like there's just not enough hours in the day to do everything we need to do. And I said, okay, so we could do it like every Tuesday. Then I was like, okay, we'll do it the first and the third Tuesday. But like, you don't want to see what my garage looks like right now, but across the room over there, I got like 5 boxes of things to package up and give away. So Save Mart, Foods Co., A&D Beauty Supply, Starbucks, Bark Avenue, all of these stores, what you have to learn to do is, if you're going to walk in the store and ask for donations, you want to ask for the manager and what can you do at the store level, because they always want to refer you to their website. Okay, go to the website, they get back to you 7 to 10 weeks, whatever. People are in need right now. People need things now. Okay, they want to wait 7 to 10 weeks. There's a bunch of resources out there. When you're ready to change your life, and like I said, a changed mind is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. When you're ready, hit me up, and then I have resources for you. So you don't have to pay $1 to enter a drawing or anything. I just got a bunch of resources here that are just waiting for people. So gift cards and food and blankets and clothes and all kind of things. So that's where Charity Tuesday came from. I picked the day of the week that I don't know, I think I saw that on the news or something about a Charity Tuesday, and I was like, you know what, I could do a Charity Tuesday. But it's really any day of the week. Somebody had posted something about, why would somebody record themselves doing something for a homeless person? Like, it's not about that. It's about, if you don't know that the resource is available, then how can you know? And let it just be stated for the record. I do this every day. I do it every day, all day. And no, I don't video record it. The ones that you do see was probably be like 1 out of 100. So, because there is no point in really, like, seriously, like, who does that? Like, you have to pull your phone every time you hand somebody $1 out the window or something. Like, come on now.
Right.
Yeah.
That was true. And I wouldn't know about it and be asking you about it if you didn't record it. And then too, people like to complain about everything, but if they didn't see it, they probably wouldn't want to donate. People, they like, what you doing with the dope?
Right.
Doing for a good cause, So, and I put all of your website and where you can donate, Cash App at the bottom. And this is not be the last Drena. I just pray. I'm praying that I need you on here more often. Like, this is my favorite episode. I already know, but like, I love this. This is quality content. Just like you said, the conversation. I don't like the interview. I want it to just flow.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it is. Talk, girl, talk. That's all we do. Talk, girl, talk. And Curtis has one that he calls the Holla View. And his intro is like, I'm not interviewing you. You're not interviewing me. We just hollering. So he calls it the Holla View. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. And so I still shamelessly. So if I see some good idea, I was like, ooh, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what we're here for. Off of each other.
Yeah.
So grow. But I I don't want to keep you because we've been on here for almost 2 hours. Can you believe that?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is going to be a great episode. So, like I said, I'm going to leave all of your social medias in the description bar. Is there anything that you want to say that you haven't said?
I just want everybody to know that that you are beautiful, no matter what someone tells you. Especially our younger generation. We're living in different times now. Everything is like social media. Everyone is so afraid of catching this pandemic that more people are staying inside and looking for good content. They're looking, but I want the younger generation to know that bullying is not okay. It's not okay when you was at school, on the yard, and it's not okay even on Zoom and on your social media platform, because people are literally committing over it. And remember who you are, and don't ever forget it. You are beautiful. If you got to make a sticky note and put it on the mirror where you brush your teeth or next to the commode, wherever you need to put it, just remind yourself. And when you start getting those thoughts that, I'm useless, I don't matter, I'm damaged goods, nobody wants me, you start getting those type of thoughts, simply picture a stop sign in your head. Just picture a stop sign and tell yourself to stop. I've done it several times, driving down the street, telling myself, stop, I don't have time for this today, I have things to do. So that's the last thing I wanted to say. And I want everybody to have a blessed day on purpose. And visit me at Drena's Haven 916. And then you already put the other links in the description.
More than I could ask for. This was great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed being here.
Me too. I knew it was gonna be good though. I knew it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely, I'm definitely gonna call you. I consider you like a mentor at this point. Like I look to you a lot for your channel. So for sure, we definitely if you want to do your platform, whatever you want to do, I'm here. Hit me up. I'm definitely gonna hit you up if I want to talk. So thank you so much again.
So my IG spotlight today goes to a page called Healthy Black Girl, okay? And just like I told y'all, she is my sister, so I'm just gonna leave that right there. I want to do an interview with Shamika because Shamika is another one of those people that I feel like have a lot to offer. And so today I'm not gonna do it. I will do a separate little with her because she's not a YouTuber, so she can't make the Black Content Corner because the Black Content Corner is targeted to small YouTubers. But I do want her to get some golden nuggets out there to y'all too. You feel me? And we just have a good conversation. That's my Saggy twin, okay? Her birthday December 9th. Mine's December 10th. You know what I'm saying? We're in sync. We're not a year apart. We're not a day apart. We're not twins. We used to, a lot of people would tell them we was twins, but we're not twins. That was back in high school when I was slimmer and trimmer, cuter and all that other stuff. She's younger than me, you know what I'm saying? But she is a very mature young lady. She's very smart, and so I'm featuring her today. Her page is called Healthy Black Girl. This is actually a new venture for her, where being physical is not new for her. She played basketball in high school, and then she went to college and played and was a college basketball manager. Then she went into coaching basketball in high school. She's a teacher. She does a lot of things. She's like your girl. She's like a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? She can even sing. She can blow. You know, my dad always said, Shamika can sing though. And he didn't lie. She could do a lot of things, you know. This is a journey that she's taking seriously. And I wanted to put her on the Black Content Corner last season, but I didn't because I was like, I didn't, you know, I wanted to give her time to build it, you know. But it's here. And no, it's not completely here, but it's here. You know what I mean? And I'm going to have her back on soon so that she can talk more about it. But on her page, what she does is she calls herself an informative fitness enthusiast. Okay, so she's dropping gems. Okay, she's telling y'all information, for example, the ABCs of fitness. She's showing you different circuit workouts. She's giving you gems like how to count calories, how to get past a plateau period, you know, when you just can't lose no more weight. She's giving you all of that. And if you follow her on IG, you can catch all them seeds. Okay, now she has future ventures coming up where if you follow her, you can see where she's going with it. But I believe, and don't quote me, okay, she's located in Georgia, of course, and she's gonna start sort of fitness classes. I can't go into it, okay? I can't go into it because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I will say that her content is very relatable, okay? And I'm not just saying that because she's my sister. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all go and y'all see these fitness people and you like, don't nobody care? Like, you just look perfect already. And not to say my sister don't look perfect. She looks perfect, right? But what she's offering looks more realistic, okay? It looks like you can achieve what she's achieving because she breaks it down for you and she lets you know you can do it. You can do this. She's showing you her progress pics. She's like an open book. You feel what I'm saying? So, if you want some positive, healthy fitness journeys and fitness tips on your timeline, go ahead and follow Healthy Black Girl, okay? And of course, tell her Kiana Vision sent you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what's up. So I'm gonna show you now a few clips from her page where she's breaking down, you know, facts and letting you guys know what's up, okay? And that was her in the beginning, dancing with a guy. Shout out to him. Let's Get Florida Fit. They're not collabing, but as a matter of fact, it's just too much to talk about. So after this Black Content Corner, hopefully she can join me on my platform so that we can talk more about what she's doing, okay? Because it's not enough time and I want her to speak for herself. So alright, so I'm just going to show you a few clips from her IG where she's explaining and giving you tips and tricks, you know what I'm saying? A few more dance videos and she's showing you how to get creative with your workout, okay? Alright, y'all take a look.
What's up, HBICs? Healthy Black Girl here. And today we're going to talk about some of my unpopular opinions when it comes to health and fitness. So if that sounds interesting, then stay tuned. Number 1, being vegan or not eating meat does not necessarily make you healthy. Now, I understand that not everybody who doesn't eat meat is doing it for health reasons. Some people do it for religious reasons. Some people don't like the taste of pork or meat in general. And some people are doing it for ethical reasons. And to be clear, I think that you can be healthy and not eat meat. But simply cutting out meat from your diet is not going to make you healthy. I can think of so many factors that can make a vegan unhealthy, such as eating Oreos all day, having a sedentary lifestyle, smoking cigarettes, just to name a few. No shade to the cigarette smokers, but it is unhealthy. My second unpopular opinion is that yoga is a chill or relaxed workout. Now granted, I may feel this way because I have limited range of motion in both of my knees and I'm just an overall not flexible person. But yoga is hard and it's intense. I'm thinking this is an unpopular opinion because growing up playing sports, my coaches would always make us do yoga on off days as if that was supposed to be relaxing or something. And I noticed that with a lot of fitness programs too. They'll put in like a yoga day as a chill day. I'm like, I'd rather do some high intensity work because yoga is hard. My third unpopular opinion is that fat people can be fit. Trust me, I'm one of them. And conversely, being skinny doesn't automatically mean you're fit. We all know that fat person that can run circles around us or do headstands and acrobats or is strong as hell. And we all know that skinny person who just exudes unhealthiness. I think it's important to note that being healthy and being fit are two different things. My fourth unpopular opinion is that eating healthy is expensive. Yes, purchasing a cheeseburger from a fast food restaurant is going to be cheaper than buying a salad. But going to the grocery store and actually shopping for healthy food is not necessarily more expensive than shopping for unhealthy food. My fifth unpopular opinion is that gym memberships are overrated unless you actually lift weights. Now, I get it. People go to the gym for various different reasons, not only to work out. Sometimes it's to be social and just to get a break from their families. But the gym is not necessarily required to be fit. You can work out anywhere. Anything you can do at a gym, you can do at home besides barbell squats and things like that, unless you've purchased that equipment and you have a home gym. All right, y'all, that's all I got for today. Let me know what your unpopular opinions are when it comes to fitness and health, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye! So, like I said, I'm gonna try to get her on the after show, guys. And if I don't get her on the after show, I'm gonna get her in her own situation so she can explain all this. Why is she dancing so hard on the internet? And who is that guy? You know, I know you guys want to know, so I'm gonna get her to talk more about it. Like, I kind of know, but I like for people to speak for themselves because they can explain their vision better. You know what I'm saying? Visionaries. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. And I know you guys, this was a long episode, but wasn't it good? Like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a great episode. It was full, it was rich, it was full of gems, it was full of happiness and energy, and this was just a great time. It's always a great time for me, and it's always an even greater time editing it and going back and, you know what I'm saying, just putting my love into it. So I thank you guys for always showing up for the Black Content Corner. We made it to episode 6, y'all. Okay, we're at 6.
So I'm just so happy. I'm just so grateful. I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? We here. Oh, and before I forget, earlier I dropped a video for my book club. It starts officially on Wednesday. So if you guys are interested in joining the book club, meet me here on Kiana Vision, at Kiana Vision. I'll be live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I figured that was a good time for people to get off of work and kind of join me. You know, not too late, not too early. So if that time doesn't work, we can always figure it out, okay? But thank you so much for coming again. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Congrats to Biden, Harris. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go, okay? Let's start to try to get some change in this country, especially for us, okay? I know people hear that and they're like, she's so clueless. She's just so happy. America ain't never did nothing good for... You know what? I'm not going to stay in that space with you. I'm in this space over here, okay? I'm optimistic. I'm excited. And I have the right to be. And nobody's going to take that from me. Nobody, don't let nobody take that from you either. If you're watching this and you're optimistic and you're excited too, stay in your excitement, okay? Let's share ideas. Let's share resources. Let's see what we can do to create change as far as like petitions and bulletin boards and leaders and activists and anybody that I should be looking at. You guys let me know, okay? So thank you again for coming out for this episode of the Black Content Corner. I thoroughly enjoyed myself as always. Thank you so much for supporting me. Shout out to Drena, love you. Shout out to Shamika, love you. Shout out to Biden and Harris. We in there. And shout out to, who else I need to shout out to? Oh yeah, all the birthday people. Kid Wonder, Micah, Crunchy Stuff. Shout out to her for her 1K. Shout out to D for his monetization. Woo! Let's keep growing, y'all. And I will see you next week on the next episode of the Black Content Corner. Love you guys. See you soon. Join me on the after show. Bye. I almost forgot to give one shout out to somebody that I featured on season 1, episode 2 of the Black Content Corner, and that is Zach. I am Zach, and he is back. Y'all remember that? What's up, YouTube? It's the biggest small YouTuber and leader of the biggest small army. I am Zach, and I am back. Yeah, so he has a new channel where it's called I Am Zach React, and y'all thought he was over here sleeping. Zach is at 1.7 and counting subscribers on his new channel, okay? I believe Zach is monetized, okay? So if you guys have time, well, not if you have time, you better go over there. It's not I Am Zach page anymore. He does still have that page, but I think he more so uses the I Am Zach React page. When I get his notifications, I'm still here for it, okay? Zach was doing reactions to popular music like rock, and you know, he was just strictly doing reactions on the new page. And Zach came out with a video and said, it's, you know, I need more. You know what I'm saying? So Zach incorporates I Am Zach content on his Zach Reacts page, okay? I'm gonna share a little bit with you guys right now. He's still so freaking hilarious to me, so take a look at this.
Yo, what is up, Two Lit Crew, Two Lit Mafia? It's your boy, Lil Taco Truck, and you know, over here, we just don't give up. You know what it is. Anyways, guys, man, I'm hitting y'all guys with a brand new reaction video today, guys. We're gonna be listening to YouTube audio, unlicensed music, dog. Like, we're gonna be getting this shit, boy. Alright, so, guys, I'll just sit tight. You know how we do up here in Two Lit Mafia, Two Lit Crew. So, we're gonna be getting turned up. We're gonna be diving in, breaking down the bars. What's up? Let's get it, boys. Let's get it, alright? Alright, this is called hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's too much?
Bam. Bro, nah, we're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get back into it. Hey, y'all.
Y'all come say bye to the people. Don't just leave them like that. You gotta come say bye. Come on. Alright, say bye to the people. Say bye. See you next week on the next episode of the Black Content Corner. Boom. Say it.
I'm not doing that.
Bye.
Bye.
These kids. Alright. Peace.